again? Weren't you in my previous episodes?
Well, you see, after that, I tried going back to my regular big box gym, and what can I say? I missed the specialty equipment.
Well, you know what? I don't blame you because my gym's loaded with specialty stuff that no gyms really have. And Steve, what are we going to learn today? What type of workout are we going to go through?
Today's workout, incline bench press.
I like that. Is that going to have my flat bench press bigger and stronger?
Oh yeah, and your overhead press.
All right, everyone, follow me. Let's go to the weight room. Wow, so Steve, that was a very unique and interesting incline bench press workout. I know there's a lot of variety, a lot of variations from different angles of the bench, the different grips, kinds of grips, bars used. Lots went on. Let's talk about your first exercise. I noticed with the barbell, you had a fairly low incline level set for your bench, and you went 5 narrow grip and 5 wide grip. What are you trying to achieve? How did that feel?
Well, besides having the low incline to really transfer into my bench, what I did with the changing the grips was to change my leverages. So not only am I training my musculature, but I'm also training my nervous system to really fire off, especially at the bottom range and at the top range. The close grip really works my triceps, especially when I'm trying to lock out, and the wide grip really challenges my pecs, especially when I'm trying to come out of the bottom. Now Rob, I noticed you opened with the earthquake bar of all things. Why?
Honestly, Steve, I love that specialty bar. It works wonders, and it really focused on firing my rotator cuffs throughout the range of motion. I broke the range of motion down, didn't go full range, more like a half a rep type thing for 15 reps, but really focused on bar speed. So I was moving fairly quick tempo, and throughout that whole range of motion, going 90 degrees to all the way up at the top, I really had to focus extra attention on stabilizing that bar. So a lot of muscle pump was happening actually in my shoulders, more so than my chest, but I know having very strong rotator cuff muscles will further enhance the strength and power of my bench press. Steve, let's talk about your second exercise. I noticed you used a very unique piece of equipment, the slingshot. So what were you trying to achieve with that? What was going on with that?
Well, besides using the slingshot, I also happen to use a higher degree of incline for 2 reasons. One, the incline bench press is a happy medium between 2 of my favorite lifts, the bench press and the military press. With a higher incline, I can challenge more of my upper pecs and my shoulders in such a way that resembles my military press. But at that point, with the slingshot, I was also trying to work a lot more of my shoulders, so the slingshot acts like another pair of pecs for me. I don't have to work as hard out of the bottom. Instead, my shoulders can take the brunt of the work. Now Rob, I saw you doing 21s. Now mind you, anything over 5 reps is cardio, so start explaining please.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was fatigued, but I was really in the groove after the 15 solid reps with the earthquake bar. I decided to carry on my high volume onto my second working set of 21s with dumbbells. And it's a very unique exercise, it's something fun, different, and challenging, and it really promotes optimal growth, really in my shoulders and my upper part of my chest as well. I was really focusing on the 45-degree angle with my arms, so focusing more isolation on my chest, whereas if I had my arms more out, or my elbows flared out, it's more on my shoulders. Also, I used the fat grips as well too to increase the width of my grip. So it's gonna focus a little bit more grip strength as well. And I did 7 reps going all the way down to halfway, 7 reps halfway to all the way up, and 7 all the way down, all the way up for that full range of motion. And it really did a number on my shoulders and chest, and I was set to go for the 3rd set. Speaking of the 3rd set, back to you, Steve. I noticed you did a very unique pause rep scheme for your 3rd set of bench press. What went on there?
Well, that one was more personal preference. You see, on either my bench or my military press, I tend to fail at the bottom. So with the pause bench, it teaches me to really explode, especially out of the bottom, and get that nice bar acceleration going. That way, I can easily coast to the top of my rep, no problem. Now Rob, you did something just straight up weird. You did a reverse, backwards dumbbell bench? Please explain.
Yeah, it was a supinated grip, or underhand grip with dumbbells. Very, very tough to keep my hands parallel. So same thing, maintain that 45-degree angle, but my palms was facing in, so hence supinated. Just because of that, I'm placed more biomechanically at a disadvantage. I notice every single time we do standard bench presses with dumbbells, barbells, push-ups, we're always protracting our shoulder blades or rounding. So as a result, the front part of our rotator cuffs and our shoulders are extremely overdeveloped versus our back side. Well, that's a huge disadvantage because when it comes to bar stabilization, the backside is what does it. And to better see gains in strength and power, you must have a very stable backside. So by changing up my grip, I could change the different angles of the contractions in my rotator cuffs to further enhance my gains in my bench press. Steve, let's talk about the last set of exercise that you did for the incline. Eccentric, or is that overload training from what I understand?
Ooh boy. You see, I'm not too strong in my incline bench press yet, so the weight I would normally fail with, or even above my 1 rep max, instead of having to press up or concentrically, I instead overload the back portion, or the eccentric, which, by the way, is where most of your gains are made in terms of muscle and strength. So with that, I just focus on really getting that time under tension by fighting as much as I could on the way down, then having Rob here help me up. That way, I could get as much strength gains as I could without actually having to do that much work per se. Now Rob, I saw you doing something that looked straight out of West Side. You started using bands?
Yes, West Side barbell, which you're referring to. And yes, that's called accommodating resistance. Bands, similar to chains, gets more difficult, or barbell can be more difficult at the top, just because of the extra resistance you're going to have to deal with throughout that range of motion. So I noticed out of all those exercises, this by far was the most intense. And if you watched my set in the video, or this video here, that the last rep was a true grind. It was a struggle. I was fighting every ounce of energy out of me just to get that final rep up. And at the end of that set, I was so thrilled it was done with because I was gassed. That was a very, very intense exercise compared to using a traditional barbell. Because on top of that, not only I had extra resistance at the top, but I also had to stabilize the dumbbells. So just that alone was fatiguing as it is. But overall, tremendous pump, loved the gains in strength in that exercise, and it definitely helped me improve my flat bench press with a regular barbell. So Steve, overall, would you give this incline bench press workout a thumbs up, a thumbs down? How would you rate it?
Honestly, I wouldn't even bother using this as just assistance work. I would make this my own main work because it's that challenging that it's going to obviously carry over into everything else I do rather than just looking at it as a secondary assistance.
Well, Steve, you know what? I totally agree. And when it comes to training your chest or improving your bench press, you have to incorporate a wide range of exercises and different variations to really promote optimal muscle growth and changing your body and really perform at a high level in any physical activity that you do. So until then, you heard it here. Great exercise to implement into your regimen, and I'll see you next time.